In today's world, more and more introverts are turning to Stoicism as a philosophy of resilience. Unlike extroverted ideals that often celebrate constant socializing, networking, and outward performance, although it's a different aspect when it comes down to the mechanics of Stoicism, it offers to the introverted a quieter strength. This gives them the ability to remain calm, retain rationality, and keeps them centered regardless of the external chaos surrounding them. But this for introverts is quite liberating, and instead of them feeling pressured to conform to noisy environments or forced group dynamics, Stoicism teaches them that true power lies in controlling one's own mind and actions. The philosophy emphasizes self-discipline, reflection, and inner clarity. These are prime qualities introverts naturally value. Another unfortunate aspect is how society often labels introverts as socially awkward. Stoicism reframes introversion as a path to wisdom. There are occasional superhero comparisons that fall within this category. One keen example is the Stoic path Superman was urged to follow. Although this alignment routinely shifted throughout his journey, his father Jor-El wanted him to embrace solitude and learn to reflect on various matters associated with the preservation of human society. This was something teen Clark Kent clearly understood, because he knew he was an outcast. Although he never let his peers' spiteful demeanor prevent his continual progress forward. I was boxed in the same way. I never truly fit in with my peers either. One thing's for sure, I could run my ass off. Not fast as Clark of course, but I was highly advised to join the track team. Yay, that was a chance missed that probably would have got me a ticket to the Olympics. And so, this is a road or path that leads deeply focused individuals to strive for personal mastery. This is why Stoicism has become a choice route for most introverts seeking to cope with the external world idealisms that surround them. It validates their inner life, their inner self, all while equipping them with strategies to thrive in an extrovert-dominated culture. This was the perceived focus way back during the time of the ancient Roman Stoics who embodied these philosophies in ways that remain timeless. For instance, Seneca, a Stoic enthusiast, taught that we must control our own actions. The purpose behind that was to serve as a keen reminder that the intentional choices we make define our character more than the circumstances we face in life. Epictetus, a former slave, taught that external conditions do not determine your self-worth. What truly matters is maintaining a disciplined mindset and living by your core principles. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, modeled journaling and rational calm, showing how reflection can anchor us in turbulent times. Even Plato and Aristotle, who aren't solely Stoics in nature, help lay the groundwork for those who were drawn deep into its base principles. From Plato's perspective, he emphasized the harmony of the soul through alignment with reason. While he did not immerse himself deeply within Stoic doctrine, he acknowledged its value, particularly in offering introverts a disciplined path of solitude and moral conviction. In this way, Stoicism complemented his vision of a rational life, providing a framework for those seeking inner strength apart from the noise of society. Other scholars like Aristotle stressed the importance of balance and positive habits. Ultimately, when all of these great thinkers' concepts and ideas are huddled together, they form 5 varying degrees of Stoicism. Basically, these thinkers are the main educators on whom closely studied introverts can draw upon to navigate both ancient Rome and the modern 2020s. Introverts often feel marginalized in a culture that values extroverts. Yet Stoicism empowers them to see solitude as strength. Journaling becomes a modern version of Marcus Aurelius' meditations. There's also mindset shifts echo Epictetus' freedom from compromising circumstances. Seneca's discipline translates into intentional daily routines. Meanwhile, Plato's rational harmony and Aristotle's balance remind introverts that their inner clarity is not isolation, but rather, alignment with deeper truths. However, It's the polar opposite for the majority of extroverts, who prefer to hide behind cliques or behind the actions of their performative social groups. They do this to project a pseudo or false sense of confidence while masking their deepest insecurities. And that's where strict Stoic beliefs cut through this facade. It teaches the enlightened individual that authenticity matters more than perceived appearances. The solutions for introverts today are practical. They just need to focus on controlling what is within their power. This specifically addresses their actions, their habits and responses. That will help align your inner voice with reason, so that external noise cannot shake your clarity. Also, the wisdom you seek from ancient scholars is the result of circumstances they faced, and how they used Stoicism to define themselves and not you. Your own mindset defines who you are. By embracing these Stoic practices, introverts can transform perceived awkwardness into their resilience, which metaphorically serves an impenetrable barrier, like Wonder Woman does when bullets race towards her as she deflects them effortlessly. By the way, that's a totally insane sight to see. Okay, now let's look at how anyone taunted or rejected can use Stoicism to their advantage. In the modern landscape of 2025, social rejection is no longer just physical, it's amplified through the manufactured reality of digital media. This dynamic recalls the prophetic themes of the film Videodrome, where the character Dr. Oblivion warns Max Wren about the video screen being used as a weapon used to shatter the mind and distort one's perception of the world. For an individual being taunted or rejected today, the digital screen serves as the visual portal to a raw experienced event every time someone picks up their handheld device and presses record. To make it clear here, I'm not addressing someone using their phone to document a wrongful act. That's what it should be used for. It's the opposite when it's purposely used to slander someone's character. No, this is precisely where Stoicism becomes the vital defense mechanism through the mastery of the dichotomy of control. By recognizing that the words, pixels, and opinions of others are strictly externals outside of their power, thus, the individual learns to view a taunt as nothing more than harmless air or light on a screen. By applying this Stoic lens, the individual refuses to grant any aggressor, whether a real-life bully or a digital ghost, the power to disturb their inner peace. This creates a critical mental buffer zone between the stimulus and the response. Within this zone, they can observe rejection objectively, realizing that the act of taunting is a reflection of the aggressor's flawed character and internal chaos, rather than a verdict on their own intrinsic value. Ultimately, by seeing through the manufactured reality of social pressure, the Stoic remains master of their own mind, turning what was meant to be a weapon of distortion into a tool for building unshakable self-reliance. So for those seeking constant external validation from others, dwell within their own mental trap. They're the truly weak ones that follow conceived narratives. They're looking for those constant likes within social circles. They're constantly pivoting inward to find satisfaction in their own integrity and resilience. In 2026 is always on culture. Stoicism produces a rare and powerful advantage dubbed unshakability. So while others get tossed around by the whims of public opinion or by unforgiving social trends, it's the Stoic individual who's left standing confident and is well grounded. And so this is their self-endurance that eventually matures into a profound sense of empathy. In the end, they become a person who can navigate social awkwardness with grace. It gets to a point where they won't give a fuck how anyone views them. And they'll use their shielded experiences to mentor others on how to stay centered in a chaotic judgmental world. Remember that you can make Stoicism your personal strategy for thriving in an extrovert-based world. It comes down to how you utilize it to your advantage, and deflect any unwanted sarcasm and rejection that tries to stand in your way. So if you liked what you heard today about establishing oneself integrity and resilience through use of Stoicism, then smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe to Mind Blast Mechanics, where we dive deep into the observations that matter. Don't miss our next video, so make sure to tap that bell. Thanks for watching.